Sullivan. I'm a former IRS agent and teaching instructor with the Internal Revenue Service. Welcome to my YouTube station, the home of the 5-minute or less video. I can tell you everything you need to know within these 5 minutes. I have a whole team of former IRS agents on staff. You can look at my website, very simple, 777irs.com, 777irs.com. You'll see my team of former IRS agents and all the interviews that I've done in the last couple years on national TV. I've been on TV, I don't know, about 5 times in the last 3 months or so. Anytime there's a fresh topic about IRS, they actually call for a little old me's opinion. So anyway, I do these videos for 3 reasons: to educate you, to give you some inside information that other people don't have. As a former IRS agent and teaching instructor, I know a lot of things other people don't have, and really so you don't get ripped off. And today's one of those videos that I don't want you to get ripped off. And by the way, it's going to be about the offer and compromise, some of the things that you really need to know. Let me just make sure that's exact topic. Yes. Things you need to know before you file an offer and compromise. I should know. I taught the offering program. I accepted the offers. I used to accept them, and I used to deny offers and compromise. On my team, I have a gentleman named Peter Salinger. He's probably the foremost offer expert in the United States on offers. You'll see him on my website starting tomorrow. He's probably worked or managed over 2,000 offers. So there's 2 things you really need to know about offers and compromise. And like I said, this is my life, for offers and compromise. I started IRS in 1973. This August I'll be doing this for 50 years. So I think I started working offers in 76 or 77. I think somewhere around there. I don't remember, but I've been doing them off and on for a long time. Anyway, what are the 2 there's 3 really most important things I want you to know about the offer and compromise. What are the 2 things that IRS is really looking at? They want to know what your income and expenses are, and they want to know what the value of your assets are. Those are really the major things IRS is looking for. As soon as I'd go through the offer, I'd flip to them, what are their assets? What are their liquidation values? That's important because IRS is going to put a value on your assets. That's the money that they consider theirs. They're going to look at your home, your car, your bank, your IRA. They are going to assign a value, and they're not going to settle for any less than that value. If your value of your assets is $80,000, they discount your home 20%. They're not going to settle for any less than $80,000. So if you have money to pay the tax, don't file an offer and compromise, because they're not going to accept it. I used to look at them when I'd get these. I said, man, will these people think I'm going to accept this offer when they have the money to pay the tax? But here's one of the key. Use the lowest values that you can for your assets that IRS will accept. Many people put retail. I would put a low wholesale value, okay, on all your assets. It could save you 20-30%. A lot of people say, oh, I have $10,000 worth of furniture. You put that furniture out and sell it outside in a garage sale, you ain't gonna get but $500-600. But here's the key. IRS is gonna use for real estate Zillow, and they're gonna use realtor.com. Now, one of the things is, that's great that Zillow says this and realtor.com, but let's say you have damage to that property and you're not going to get that price. Here's a little tip you need to know. Have a general contractor write up a statement and say, this house has these repairs necessary. It's got to need a new roof. There's a crack in the foundation. They got da-da-da-da-da. So when you give them your fair market value minus the 20%, you're going to take more money out, because you can let IRS know you've got additional problems with that house, and you're not going to get the same rate Zillow. So these are little tips that you really need to know. The other one is this. This is very, very important. IRS is going to use the national standards to determine what your income and expenses are. there's kind of a little trap that IRS uses on these financial statements, and the IRS wants you to fill in the 433A OIC. It's best to look at the 433A financial statement to get an idea how IRS is going to look at your case. IRS has certain standards they use for expenses. You just don't get to use the expenses that you want to put. IRS has standards that they are going to go ahead and only allow, called national standards. And you could put this in your toolbar: IRS national standards for food and clothing. IRS is going to lock you into those national standards. Look in your toolbar: IRS national standards for housing and utilities. You're going to find your state and then pull up your county and then find out how many people in your family. IRS is only going to use that number. Most of the people have $1,000 or $1,500 over and above that. They do the same for ownership of a car. Google IRS ownership of a car, national standards. They're going to tell you what you can put in also to drive your car. You just can't put whatever standards you want. Do not submit an offer or compromise or give IRS a financial statement of any kind unless you know what the IRS national standards are. That's why it's critical. If you have a small dollar case, you have nothing to worry about. Just do the damn thing yourself. But if you owe bigger dollars and you have some expenses that are up there, you would be absolutely crazy to give your financial statement to IRS without speaking with a true IRS expert to go ahead and try to help you resolve this. IRS keeps very, very tight standards for the offer and compromise. Their IRS is only looking at two things. They're only looking at your assets, the value, make sure they're low, and IRS is looking at your national standards to make sure you're living within your means. The last little tip I want to give you, real big, it's small, but it's big. Put a 2-page cover letter to let IRS know why you can't pay the tax and document it. If you had medical problems, you lost a job, IRS doesn't know this by looking at your forms. They don't know what's happened to you, but color your offer and compromise by putting in a 2-page, I guarantee you this goes far, a 2-page cover letter with documentation to let people know why you can't pay the tax. Make your case come real. It makes a big, big difference. On cases that I got cover letters on, it made a big difference. Anyway, give me a subscription if you would. Oh, I love subscriptions. Helps me bump me up in YouTube, so I'd love you to do that. Leave me a comment. You want me to do a YouTube, let me know. Thank you very much for listening. I appreciate your subscription. Thank you.